picked up my load in Leprino East in Lemoore, California. I am on my way to Edwardsville, Kansas, which is just on the west side of Kansas City. I am on eastbound Highway 198 right now, not too far west, not too far away from my shipper. I got Highway 99 right in front of me. We'll be going south on 99 to Bakersfield, and then east on Highway 58 to Barstow, north on I-15 for a few miles, and then across I-40 into New Mexico. I'll probably take Highway 54 up from Tucumcari, New Mexico, over on the eastern part of New Mexico, take it over to Wichita. To scale my load first. I'll probably stop at the Loves in Tulare, which is about 55 or so miles north of Bakersfield. I forget how many miles it is from right here. It's not too far out. I'm gonna scale it there. Put a little break there and then get rolling again. Probably end my day in Barstow. That pickup over there got me so distracted I missed my turn. Get off the freeway here in Visalia and turn back around. It happens. Where I was going, but that pickup crossing over the freeway got me concerned, and I got really distracted with knowing what the heck he was doing. Between my tandems and the curb, so the island, so I gotta let my tandems get past the island before I start my turn. don't be that idiot who does what that pickup did. Just get off the freeway at the next exit like I did and go and turn back around the right way. It might save you some time to go to do it the shortcut way, but it's not safe and not legal either. Why risk a ticket or an accident if you don't need to? Use this acceleration lane to its full extent before I move over. It's pretty much open after this great car goes by. He's already moved over for me anyway. But it's just good practice. Try to get up to speed first before you go moving into spaces next to other traffic that's going a lot faster. So you got a white car coming up on the right. Pretty close here, only 9 miles away. So we'll stop at the Loves there and scale the load. It's a heavy one, 43, almost 44,000 pounds. I ended up scaling out at the shipper at just over 78,000. Call you back in a little bit. I just literally getting right off the freeway to scale my load now. Okay. All right. Bye. Love you too. Bye. be. People don't. At least you tried to speed up. I hate dealing with that interchange during the weekdays. This interchange sucks too on the weekdays. Everybody follows each other too closely, both on the road and on the on-ramp, and doesn't give any room for anybody to make the way in. Bogs down everybody. Keep your ass back and leave space. Whether you're on the ramp or already on the road, leave space like this. Let people get in. Otherwise, what happens is someone gets jammed up and can't move at all, and then it takes people slowing down, and then finally, either moving or eventually coming to a stop to accommodate one car, and that's all it takes to create a huge traffic jam. All because people don't want to let people in. Four-wheelers right here. I can't move because I need to get off the freeway. That's just too damn bad. I got a load to concern myself with, and don't need my load shifting or getting damaged, whatever. Those four-wheelers that just got on the road are all too close to each other. Back it off. Here's a little word to the wise. When you're on an interchange like this, or crossover road, wherever you want to call it. A lot of times you'll see two lanes on the ramp. Usually I like to be in the left lane because I don't want to make unnecessary lane changes, and most of the time on this type of a ramp, You're going to end up having to merge into the freeway. Basically, you have to move to the left to meet up with the freeway. That's a bad spot to be broke down. Plenty of space even when you're not around interchanges and all that. Give yourself plenty of room to react to things if something happens suddenly in front of you. It takes a whole second for a driver to normally react to whatever they see going on in front of them. So someone suddenly slows down in front of you, it's going to take you a whole second. I mean, they're going to already be slowing down for a whole second before you get any chance to react. I'll probably move now. I think I'll wait until after this interchange here. See a lot of four-wheelers getting on there. Not to mention I got a blue pickup passing me on the right. Behind there, I'm just moving over, so now I can go ahead and move over. Normally when there's 3 lanes of traffic, I like to be in the middle lane, but a little bit different situation in California because the stupid 55-mile-an-hour limit. The problem with it is there's too much variation in speed, or at least limited speed, between what we can do and what four-wheelers can do. And we actually cause more problems being in the middle lane. It's not such a big deal in other states where we can drive the same speed as other traffic. But here it's more of a problem. Speaking of that, never make a truck pass you on the right if you don't need to. I mean, if a truck has to pass you on the right and there's on-ramp traffic, then you're going to create a bigger potential traffic hazard there than if you just move over yourself. It's easier to deal with the car if you're going slower than someone else. A faster truck basically a faster truck will have a harder time adjusting its speed if there are any hazardous conditions with the on-ramp traffic. So it doesn't matter if you don't like being around the on-ramp people. None of us do, but would you rather take a chance of another truck having a faster truck having an incident with a car there and then end up spilling into you on top of it? I sure don't. The lesser of two evils is get your ass over to the right if you see a faster truck coming over coming up behind you and you know that they can't pass you on the left. If they can't legally use the lane to your left, move over, let them go by. If they can legally access the lane to your left, though, knock yourself out. Go ahead and stay where you're at. big hurry. You gotta go flying around the truck and risk missing your exit. Okay. Just deal with it. Get behind me. Make sure you don't miss your exit without having to cut me off in the process. Not saying that pickup actually cut me off, but a lot of them do.
Hospital, was charged late Saturday with 29 federal counts, including hate crimes and weapons offenses. It wasn't immediately known if Bowers has an attorney to speak on his behalf. Please know that justice in this case will be swift and it will be severe, Scott Brady, the chief federal prosecutor in Western Pennsylvania, said at a news conference characterizing the slaughter as a terrible and unspeakable act of hate. The mass shooting came amid a rash of high-profile attacks in an increasingly divided country, one day after a Florida man was arrested and charged with mailing a series of pipe bombs to prominent Democrats and little more than a week before the midterm elections. The killings also immediately reignited the long-standing national debate about guns. President Donald Trump said the outcome might have to be
This is one of those cases where if you're climbing a hill and can't go very fast, even if you come upon a slower truck, this might be a situation where you're better off just backing it off. Deal with the slower truck, because now I've got a whole line of cars trying to get past this guy because he had so much trouble getting by me. It's not going to kill you that much to wait just a little bit, to take a little bit longer to get up this hill. Never know who out here might be the wrong person to piss off and give road rage to. I can accelerate a little bit right now if I want, but it's not going to do me any good because I'm in 7th gear right now. If I go into 8th, 8th will be too weak for this grade for what kind of load I'm carrying. So I'm just going to leave it at 7th. I got my cruise set at 31 because it's keeping my RPMs right in the area I want it to stay in, for better fuel consumption, and just going to kick back. Once I cross this hill, then I'll go ahead and accelerate and go into different gear, but I'm not going to waste my time trying to go into a different gear that I know I can't hold. So right now, I'm not going to go ahead and speed up. In case you're wondering where this is, I am making my way up the Tehachapi Mountains. It's in between Bakersfield and Mojave. Can't wait to get around that truck, can they? That's ridiculous. Didn't save even a single bit of time either. coming up here on the eastbound side, just east of Hard Flat Road exit. This one is usually always closed every time I come through here, especially likely to be closed on a Sunday like today. But there's another way station on the westbound side, over on the east side of the mountain before you get into Tehachapi, from Mojave. That one's usually always open. Yeah, this one's closed as I expected. You're not gonna make it. Better hurry up. There you go. This is a two-part project here. It's going on in Moron, California on Highway 58. Near an area we call Kramer Junction. Kramer Junction is where Highway 58 and US 395 meet up. Now, what's going on here is they're widening the road to basically four-lane divided. I think eventually going to become. It'll be built to interstate construction standard, and this whole Highway 58 could eventually become an extension of Interstate 40. Now that's part of this. Now on the other side of Kramer Junction, or actually on this side, I got one more S-turn here. There's a railroad crossing, an at-grade railroad crossing here. This is part of a more major project in California known as a Grade Separation Project. What they're doing is trying to separate all roads from the railroads, so you don't have at-grade crossings with railroads, and so you'll always either go above the railroad tracks or below them. And that's part of what's going on here, is they're trying to bypass the railroad tracks that are coming up here not too far away. Making really fast progress on this. Every time I come through here, I see clearly visible differences to since the previous time I come through here. Coming up right over here is the railroad crossing. The new area of 58 is just to the north of us, to our left. It's going to basically go across 395 over there to our left, and it'll cross over the railroad tracks on the other side of Kramer Junction and then merged back in with an existing section of 58. This area here is it's commonly a problem spot. I can see a train down the road right now, actually. It looks like it's going the same direction we are, though. And I know there was a train I saw in the Tehachapi Mountain area that is coming this direction as well. And coming up here is just a few miles away is Kramer Junction, or US 395. See, traffic gets pretty heavy here. It's Sunday evening, and you get a lot of traffic coming back from Vegas, Laughlin, Lake Havasu, quite a few other areas. Those are some of the more common places that a lot of Southern Californians go to on the weekends. But yeah, on Sunday nights, like right now, that's when the heaviest activity is. If you guys have ever seen the movie Aaron Brockovich, this is the area that movie is about, and the movie was actually filmed in this area as well. If you're not really familiar with that movie, it's a real life story about basically a lot of people who ran into health problems and died early and all that because of poison in the water by Pacific Gas and Electric, or also known as PG&E, which actually their plant is just over here to my right. But yeah, they contaminated the water supply here and got a lot of people sick. I actually grew up out in this area, not in Hinkley, but pretty close here to on the Linwood side of Barstow. I'll be ending my day here in Barstow, actually. The Del Taco, more than likely. We have quite a few truck stops here. We have all the major ones: Flying J, Pilot, Loves, and TA. There's even if you don't like the big truck stop, there are plenty of places to park in that area. I personally prefer to park at the Del Taco. And speaking of Del Taco, Barstow is technically where the original Del Taco is. The first one ever was actually built in Yermo, north of Barstow, right across, we're pretty close to the Marine Corps base there. That one no longer exists, and the oldest one that's still around is the one in kind of by downtown Barstow. The one in Linwood, where I'll be stopping, that's the third or newest of the three that are actually in Barstow. It's been there for a good number of years already, though. I will say you won't find a Del Taco anywhere in the world, in the country, that is anything like the three in Barstow. The founder of the whole company, Ed Hackbarth, still owns all three of the stores in Barstow, and when he sold the company, or basically the company, to a corporation, there was a stipulation there that they couldn't mess with his menu, at least as far as his stores were concerned. He still has some of the corporate menu there, but there's also a lot of they have several items there that are unique to Barstow. The tacos are bigger, the burritos are bigger. You might wonder why you might spend 99 cents or whatever it is on a, say, a red or green burrito at any other Del Taco, and then you go to Barstow's Del Tacos and they're considerably more, like $1.69 or whatever. But then you see the actual burrito and it's quite a bit bigger. And not to mention even the corporate menu items. I've taken people to the Del Taco here and had them just be absolutely amazed, like they thought it would blew away Taco Bell. But then I take them to other Del Tacos outside the area, and it's just not even a comparison. Not even that good. The ingredients are not always even the same. A lot of the places, I can see why Taco Bell is more popular than Del Taco. But if they all ran the way the ones here in town work, I think there's a pretty good chance it'd be a different situation there. These stores here, they use like fresh tortillas. They don't have a real starchy kind of texture to them, whatever. And it's just better quality food by far. But it's still American Mexican food as far as I'm concerned. But I mean, if you want fast food Mexican, it's maybe the ones here in town are a good place to try it out. I get a little spoiled though. I get a lot more of the authentic stuff. My wife makes it all the time, and she's of Mexican descent, or Mexican heritage, I should say. And she makes a lot of authentic foods for me at the house. I feel like I'm really spoiled to have a great woman like her. We're coming up on the end of Highway 58. Just got one more exit to pass. That'll be West Main Street here in Barstow. And then after that, 58 runs into I-15. I'm supposed to go north on 15 to get to I-40 from here, but the truck stops at all the main truck stops in town are one exit south of where 58 runs into 15. So I'm actually going to go the opposite direction the way I need to go tomorrow. Car's going to take its sweet ass time getting up to speed. Not a good practice. Get rolling. Get moving. And the worst part is I need to get over there. And then they move all the way over to that far left. They're completely stupid. Our exit to I-15 southbound. If you stay on the main part, it just dead ends you right into 15 north. I would expect traffic to be a little heavy here right now, but it doesn't look too bad right now just yet. Come on. yield to the truck that's back in front of me right now. He was slightly behind me and wasn't slowing down to give me any kind of space, so he didn't have any real obligation to either. However, it is a professional courtesy if you see a truck coming that's slightly ahead of you and about the same speed, and you know their lane's ending into yours, give them some room. Let them in. It's not going to kill you to get off your throttle for a minute. However, an opening did come up where he was able to move over, and I can't be mad at him. He had the legal access to the lane, not me. But it's one of those reminders for us to always pay better attention to the things we're doing. I saw him there the whole time. He was slightly behind me the entire time. I was just kind of hoping he'd give me a little bit of space, but once I realized it wasn't going to happen, that's when I decided to back off myself and, as you saw, use the breakdown lane a little bit. Right over here to our right is directly to my right is the Pilot. Not a very big one, it's actually pretty small. TA across the road, street from it. Love's also down there on the right. Someone obviously doesn't know how to follow damn signs. No pedestrian crossing. Okay, this light here on if you turn left at this light, that's how you get to the Flying J. There are a whole bunch of places to eat here. This is one of the reasons why I like coming through here. I mean, there's no shortage of places you can eat. Got Chipotle, Panera, Burger King, Dickey's Barbecue Pit, Del Taco, Jersey Mike's, Fat Burger, In-N-Out, the Habit Burgers, a couple of Starbucks. So no shortage of places to eat here. IHOP as well. Also Panda Express, Carl's Jr., Arby's. All within walking distance. Now right here is where the Del Taco is. This does not look very heavy for traffic for a Sunday night. It's going to be a little pain in the ass to make my turn because the traffic coming out of the parking lot for IHOP and In-N-Out and all that. May have to own it. No, I'm not going to give this guy an opportunity. stupid people going to the wrong parking lot when they're trying to. A lot of people will come over here and try to eat at like In-N-Out or Fat Burger or whatever, or the IHOP, and they'll come into Del Taco's parking lot and park in the truck specific parking area. That's all she wrote for today. One of the things I really like here about driving for JCT is the fact that I live in Victorville, and yeah, it's close enough where now I can take my break here, stay on course. I really have time where I could have went home too, but cost me extra money to get there, to go down to Victorville and deviate from my course, because I pay for my own fuel. But being here, it's only 30 miles from my house to here, and my wife will be coming out to meet me. So I'll get to spend a little bit of time with her before I head out of the area. A lot of my loads come in and out of California, and a pretty good number of them actually do allow me to spend my time at home, where I can do maybe a 10-hour break at home before I make a delivery somewhere in Southern Cal, and then make my delivery, and then pick up another load, and hopefully, if I'm lucky, end my day at home again. I've also had occasions where I'll do a 10-hour break at home, go up to Central Valley. We do a lot of pickups from Leprino Foods in Lemoore, which is actually where this load came from, just a different location in Lemoore. But I've had times where I go out to Lemoore to pick up a load there after I spent 10 hours at home, slept in my own bed, and then pick up my load and then go right back to Victorville and spend another 10-hour break at my house before I leave the area. But now this, I really could have gone to my house instead, but I decided I'd just come this way. My load isn't due in Kansas until the 1st of November. I believe I should be there around on the 30th, so it'll be pretty early. Hopefully I'll end up swapping out at some point in time. However, this load isn't actually scheduled yet. It's just tentatively scheduled. It's expected to be there on the 1st, but not actually scheduled yet. Tomorrow our scheduler comes in, and I'll give her an ETA, and then she'll make contact with the receiver and set up an appointment for me, and I'll find out tomorrow when I'll actually need to be there. But that's all I have today. I hope you enjoyed this ride along. Also, if there's anything you'd like me to cover on future videos, please share your thoughts, or let me know what you're interested in seeing, so I give you content that's more worthwhile for you. All right, that's all I have. Have a good night.